The results are coming in what could be a real-time referendum on the future of the Democratic Party. Many analysts see New York City's mayoral race as a litmus test between establishment Democrats and the younger, more progressive wing of the party. CNN's chief data analyst, Harry Anton, is with us at the table now. Harry, woo, whoa,
earthquake.
whoa, yeah. Okay, tell us where we are right now.
I mean, look. Mamdani is ahead by plenty at this point. You can see on your screen right there, that's a 7-point lead right now in terms of the first round votes. Now, obviously, New York uses a ranked choice voting system where essentially you eliminate all the candidates, you reallocate their ballots because the folks who get a ballot will rank their candidates 1 through 5, and you essentially reallocate the votes until one candidate gets at least 50%. But I will tell you this, if you look on your screen, you see the third place candidate, Brad Lander, cross-endorsed with Mamdani. Most of his votes are very likely to go to Mamdani, and not a single pre-election poll that I saw had Cuomo getting anywhere near the type of support that he would need once those ballots reallocated. That lead will almost certainly stand up, and that is why I do believe that Cuomo has conceded the Democratic nomination.
And he's called Mamdani to concede, which is extraordinary.
Let me tell you this. I study New York City politics in my entire life. The only New York City primary that I think is tantamount to this in terms of the earthquake is 1989 when David Dinkins came in and defeated Ed Koch, who was running for a 4th term for mayor. That is the type of earthquake that we're seeing here, and he's done it. He came into this race down, 30, 40 points to Andrew Cuomo, the former governor, who everyone thought was a huge favorite.
Who is that woman right there? Is that who I think it is? That's not, it's not Joy Reid, is it? Is that Joy Reid? That's not Joy Reid. That's a Joy Reid clone right there. That's a Joy Reid clone. At first, I thought that was Joy Reid. I was thinking to myself, what is Joy Reid doing on CNN after she got fired from MSNBC? Don't worry about it. That's not Joy Reid. It looked like her at first. I'm like, wait a minute. Is my eyes deceiving me?
Apparently not. He did it by activating younger voters, by activating very liberal voters, by cutting into Andrew Cuomo's base with black voters. The bottom line is this. Mamdani is now a force to be reckoned with in Democratic politics nationwide going forward.
Joy, you talked to him on Friday.
We had him on the show on Friday. We also had Brad Lander on.
That is Joy Reid. That's Joy Reid.
Democratic politics nationwide going forward.
Joy, you talked to him
Now we got to go help people customize and save hundreds with Liberty Mutual.
Sorry about that. Let me get that back up here. I'm sorry. That is Joy Reid.
The results are coming in what could be a real-time referendum on the future of the Democratic Party. Many to him on Friday.
We had him on the show on Friday. We also had Brad Lander on, and Brad Lander talked about being
I didn't realize it until she started talking, and I said, yeah, that's Joy Reid.
tackled by ICE agents as he was trying to defend immigrants. What Mamdani said that I thought was really extraordinary, he would be the first.
Is she auditioning for a new job at CNN because she tried to go independent and she wasn't able to successful? I remember when she was actually trying to talk to Don Lemon, and Don Lemon was encouraging her to start her own platform, to go out on her own. She would have it. She would be successful. She was able to do it. Let me see something. Now y'all got me curious now. Joyless Reid is on CNN. I said, what? So she hanging out at all of the liberal networks? I can't believe it. What is she doing over there? What is she doing over there?
Immigrant mayor of the preeminent immigrant capital in the United States, a city that is a sanctuary city where people are still being accosted at their immigration hearings. And so I think just symbolically, I think this is a message about people's revulsion in the treatment of immigrants by this administration, and about the ways in which the Adams administration has been complicit in that.
I
think
play
that's
a little
part
bit,
of what's
Joy,
made him
from your
popular.
interview with him, where he talks about this. Let's listen.
You know, I would be the first immigrant mayor of this city in generations, and I would be proud to be that, but even prouder for what I would actually do. This is a city of immigrants we've said for so long. 40% of New Yorkers were born outside of this country. And yet what we've seen in the current...
All right, so hold on. Let me pull this up for y'all. So this is Joy's channel. All right. So she did start her own platform. So she's promoting her platform. She got the zest man on there, the sassy man on there.
Zohran Mamdani, candidate for New York City mayor with one of your potential constituents. You're here with Teray. Mr. Mamdani, thank you so much for being here.
I'm so glad to be here. I'm so sorry for the delay in getting on. This is such a pleasure.
I'm gonna let her do the interview, sir. But I already voted. I voted for you. My wife voted for you. We're really excited to see what you do with the city.
Thank you so much. That means the world.
And by the way, I'm glad that I have Teray on with you because I understand my wonderful producing staff here has told me that you might have bars, Mr. Mamdani, that you might have been a rapper back in the day. And Teray, of course, is a hip hop journalist, and that you might have been, you might be the same person that was young Cardamom, and that you might have been inspired by the Wu-Tang Clan. Is this?
This is so bad. This is so bad. This is so bad. So bad. This is so bad, y'all. I'm going to be honest with y'all. This is horrible. This is horrible.
Mayoral administration, and even in Andrew Cuomo's campaign, is an insufficient readiness to actually take on Donald Trump and protect New Yorkers. One of the things we should be proudest of in New York City are our sanctuary city laws. These are laws that have kept New Yorkers safe for decades, been defended by Republicans and Democrats alike for that time period until the demagoguery of this current mayor. I would proudly stand up for those laws.
So he's talking there also about Eric Adams, who we haven't really talked about because he's not in this primary, but is expected to run on another line in the general. This will be an indictment on Eric Adams, too, and his willingness to, I guess, in the words of Mamdani, stand up to Donald Trump.
There's no one happier after Mamdani and his family than Eric Adams tonight, because everyone over 50 years old who remembers Times Square in the 1970s and the 1980s when you couldn't walk through, it was all pornography and crack and muggings and rapes and robberies. Everyone who remembers that is going to vote for Eric Adams. The New York Times, who didn't do an endorsement, did say, please don't vote for Mamdani, as did the Daily News, as did the New York Post. So anybody who knows how bad New York can get all came out against Mamdani because a 33-year-old with zero experience running anything except a little office with 5 employees should not be running the city of New York.
Donald Trump is president of the United States. His experience was being on The Apprentice. He's head of the Pentagon.
Did she just compare Donald Trump to this 33-year-old kid who's an advocate for socialism? She just compared Donald Trump to... No wonder she got fired. No wonder she got fired and her platform is floundering. Oh my God, this is so dumb. Have y'all not learned y'all lesson? Do y'all not see what's happening over in California, New York? New York, have y'all not learned your lesson? And have you not learned your lesson from what is happening over in Los Angeles and what has happened over these last 4 years where we had liberal and socialist ideas proliferate throughout our nation? Oh my God. Oh God. God. Jesus Christ.
He's a billionaire. Joy, are you going to compare a 70-year-old man?
Are you kidding me?
Are you
He's
going
got
to compare a 70-year-old
Dr.
man to a
Oz is in his
33-year-old
administration.
kid?
Dr. Oz,
But you're
are you
leaving out
kidding
something.
me?
He's a 33-year-old.
Dr. Oz is a real doctor. Do you know how accomplished Dr. Oz is as a real doctor?
who's never run a popsicle stand.
He's literally in city government right now. Sorry, after Donald Trump, I'm sorry, after Donald Trump and his Pinky and the Brain administration, no one ever gets to talk about qualifications.
Socialism
again.
will not
Sorry,
save the
bottom line is,
capital of the
what
world.
I want to ask you a question. What is your evidence that Mamdani would return New York City to the 1970s hellhole Times Square? What is your evidence of that?
It's very simple. So he wants to raise taxes on people who make the most money. What eventually is going to happen is you're going to lose that tax base.
Facts.
Once you lose that tax base,
100%.
our bonds will get degraded. Now the city budget will not be substantial enough
Facts.
to subsidize not only the cops.
Because they say that 1 out of every 16 or 20 people are millionaires inside of New York City. And so the reason why New York City has been able to survive regardless, despite what's happening in Chicago, because Los Angeles is at $1 billion budget deficit annually. Chicago is at $1 billion budget deficit annually. And that's why they cutting so much in so many services, and everybody is fleeing that state, and they're moving to places like Las Vegas and Houston and Dallas and Austin, where they have better tax laws. The minute, I'm telling y'all, listen, the minute that you raise a tax on people that have resources on the largest tax base that then keep you entrenched, is happening in Maryland with Westmore, so on and so forth. The minute that you do it, people are gone. People are gone. They not messing around. People are not afraid to completely remove themselves from wherever it is, which basically erodes your city finances. Socialism does not work. There is no place on earth where socialism is trumping capitalism. In no capacity at all.
But the fire department, the sanitation department, once you start losing Wall Street and people who pay $11,000, $12,000 a month to live on the Upper East Side, you're done.
Let me ask
you. And you go back to the 70s when Gerald Ford said to New York, drop dead.
Okay, but hold on, Arthur.
Crisis.
But Arthur, just
he
as
cooked.
somebody
He cooked.
who is just listening to you, you raise the taxes on wealthy people in this city. Maybe a couple percent, right?
They're already at 50%.
Yeah, they're already
53%.
and that's exactly my
Which is
point.
where they're on
right?
They're already at 50%.
Yeah, they're all.
Imagine, and I know y'all don't get this, but think about this for a second. Imagine you make whatever it is that you make, and you only take home half of what you make. Imagine you make whatever you make, you only get half, because the other half goes, and here's the caveat. It's not even that you're just giving up half. The other half goes to the city to be able to do what they want to do, who has a horrible track record of doing things like supporting illegal migrants and giving them free housing. It goes to supporting illegals and free housing, bro. I couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it, bro. And no way. I don't care how much I make. You did not help me make this money. Why do you get half of my money? Yes, collectively, Brian, yes. Listen, New York and California, between federal and state, and all of the different taxes, and the taxes don't even end there. You still got to pay congestion pricing. You still got to pay bag taxes. You still got to get rent control. You still got to do this. You still got to do that. You're getting taxed out your eyeballs. Listen, more taxes is never going to be the way. It's never going to be the way. You kill businesses, because now businesses is going to want to move out, and they're going to go to Miami. They're going to go to Tennessee. They're going to go to all of these places that's more conducive for a business environment. Facts are streets. I had this. Listen, I was talking about this morning. And I said, Puerto Rico. The people in Puerto Rico was mad too. We don't give a fuck. We don't care. People in Puerto Rico is mad. They be protesting. When I was talking to a lady, she was like, yes, and that's a big deal, because the people that are native to Puerto Rico, they are mad because they don't, and Puerto Rico is, So, yeah, that's cool. That's feel you. Can you just go and get my fruit out of the back kitchen that I ordered, please? That's what the server was telling me. I was like, oh, yeah, cool. I said, where's my eggs at? People in Puerto Rico is mad. Have so many outsiders with all of this money coming in and displacing people and making it an environment where, it's just becoming the land of the rich and they're just taking over and they're raising the prices. That's cool. Can you go get my eggs, please? Because I'm really looking to do that too. That's what we do. We go to places, we raise the prices, we take advantage of the tax laws, and we run up a bag. Okay? That's what y'all doing it to everywhere else across the world. You go to Mexico. I want to go to Mexico because it's cheaper to live. I'm going to Thailand. I'm going to this place. I'm going to that place. Y'all don't complain about displacing people when y'all go over there. Y'all go all across the world. Man, I'm a passport, bro. It's cheaper to live. You don't care nothing about what's happening to the people that you're going to displace. Raising the prices, messing up the bag, using your American dollar, and you think that you helping them, you hurting them. You hurting the very people and the environment that you going over there to take advantage of to capitalize. But don't nobody say nothing. Now, we finally got some money and we looking to figure out how to preserve it. Because we don't need no more Escalades. We got as many Escalades as we need. All right, so now we got to figure out how to preserve this money. I'm going to take Puerto Rico. That's still the United States of America. They still use American dollars. Best place to go. Just talked to my dog, Aristotle, the other day. Don't care. If you don't like it, move. That's what we doing. We're not considering nothing to nobody no more. We just going to take advantage. If you don't like the way that we displace you, move. We raising the prices. We buying you out. Time to go. Time to go. I was hearing some people talking about gentrification in Detroit. That's the part, because we got a mayoral race right now in Detroit. What about, man, do you know this city is so big you can fit 7 San Franciscos in it? Go over there to Southwest Detroit. Downtown is over. It's no longer affordable to poor people. You have to, we got free transportation for you to come in and work and free transportation for you to go back out. And then we going to continue to spread all throughout the city. Sherwood Forest, prices is booming. Boston Edison District, prices is booming. Right? We running it up. It's over. We not dealing with what about the people that's been here? I know y'all was smoking crack downtown. The buildings was dilapidated. We changing things. Everything is different now. Different zip code, different money. We gentrifying everything. It's my time now. If you don't like it, move to Middle America, Annapolis. It's plenty of places to move to if you want to live in poverty and you want to make sure that you keep the culture the way it is. I like artists. I like regular people. I don't. I like lattes. I like grilled cheese, gourmet grilled cheese sandwiches, and avocado toast. I want it all. I want everything. We got Highland Park right up the street. Hamtramck is over there. Southwest, you can go to Zug Island if you want to. But right here, we making it happen. Making it happen. Don't come to don't turn our Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico is ours now. We going everywhere. Ain't nowhere you can go where we can't go. Puerto Rico is mine. I was in Puerto Rico like, Me, supposed to just I gotta take you into consideration when I start having to do that. That's not what we do here. That's why I don't understand why y'all voting for a socialist.
53%.
And that's exactly my point.
What up, Jess?
Already paying some of the high.
Did you hear that?
I know, Arthur, but Arthur, they are already paying right at this moment some of the highest taxes in the country. And you think that 1 or 2% is going to cause a mass exodus out of New York?
Absolutely.
It already has started.
I just want to be clear that that's what you're saying, because I think that seems pretty extreme.
Because he's also not going to focus on crime. Right now, you have Police Commissioner Tisch and John Chell, the chief of the department. Crime in the city of New York right now is set to break all records as the lowest ever in recorded history for shootings and murders. Once that starts going up in the other direction, and the tax base is gone, and sanitation is gone, and schools are gone.
Why would crime go up? And what was
Hold on.
I've never heard a group of people argue for higher taxes, and this is egregious. This is so dumb.
Last thing I'll say, and then I'll let you in. Under Eric Adams, crime did go up in the city.
And then went down.
Yes, but
That was during the pandemic.
yes,
and migrants.
Exactly. But I'm just being clear. Crime has already gone up in New York, and it has come down. So even when crime went up in New York, there was perhaps some departure, but there was not a collapse of the tax base in New York City. Okay, Anna, go ahead.
Flight.
Okay, so I am not a New Yorker. I live in Miami, where we don't have 50% tax rate.
Like I've already flown.
We have our share of insane elections and insane politicians. But this reminded me. You talked about the Dinkins election. To me, this.
Does frequent storms worry you about Puerto Rico? Nope. You know why? You know why frequent storms don't worry me about Puerto Rico? Because there's, bro, you get you a Tesla Powerwall, you get you all of that stuff. Listen, when you got money, you can solve for that. You're not dependent. You're not 100% dependent on the grid in order for you to survive. We now have the level of technology. Let me go ahead and minimize myself on this. We now have the level of technology that will allow for us to adjust for any circumstance now. Any circumstance. Solar, grids, power walls, all that stuff. I just activated what's the name of that thing? My Tesla thing, my Starlink. I got the Starlink right there. So right over there, I got my Starlink. About to turn it on today. Maybe tomorrow. I got to go pick up my truck today. I'm going to turn it on today. Yeah, there ain't no state taxes in Florida. That's a fact. Turning it on today. I think I'm about to just be, that's my number one. My number one goal is to avoid giving any additional money to somebody who didn't earn it. Any additional money to somebody that didn't earn it. A. Dunn says, well, what about the hurricanes? That's why you only live there for 6 months, baby. Hurricane season stops in October, November. Then that's when the cold comes up here. That's when you go down there for 6 months. November, December, January, February, March, April. By the time you get back in May on the 7th month, spring is here. We good. We good. Spring is here. 100% spring is here.